Good morning, everyone. I'm Candice Daniels.
And I'm Anthony Robart. Here are some of the stories we're tracking for you this morning.
Tributes continue to pour in for the two fallen officers in Innisfil. We'll have more on how they're being remembered by the community.
Plus, public hearings into the federal government's use of the Emergencies Act are set to begin today in Ottawa. We have more on who is expected to testify.
And a bummer of an opening for the Leafs after losing to the Habs. Highlights from last night's season opener.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News Morning.
6 o'clock on this Thursday, October the 13th. Missed Friday by a day, Anthony. Hope everyone is feeling lucky. Let's put it that way.
That's it. Almost there. So as you probably noticed at home, things look a little different perhaps, but for better or for worse, Candice, we look the same.
There we go.
For better or for worse?
Yes, for better or for worse.
At least now we can actually look at each other.
I don't know what to do with myself. I'm sorry, folks. I've been so just look at the camera the other way. So now I'm just getting used to be able to look at our darling Anthony. Oh,
God bless you. That's so funny. When you look at the camera, it's like, okay, you got to look at a person. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
So, but we're not allowed to look at each other. There you go. Good stuff. So things are well. We're almost at the weekend, of course. Lots to get to in the news and a lot of hard stories, of course, but we will have lots more coming up in a moment. Let's get a check on the forecast as we begin this Thursday morning and say good morning to this man, Liam Vu. Hello, sir.
Hey, good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Candice. Yeah, a new look for us at Global News Morning, but that's not the only change. The forecast, of course, taking a bit of a turn. Right now, we're seeing quite a bit of rain coming down. Thankfully, I got this awning to protect me right here, but if you're heading out in the next few hours, bring that umbrella, and I'll let you know what you can expect for the rest of the day coming up in a few moments. But first, let's take a look at traffic with Miles Marcus.
Good morning, Liam, and as you mentioned, lots of rain in store. We're seeing some of it right now affecting the roads. Here's a shot of the westbound 401 at Dixon Martin Grove. We've got a collision here in 3 left lanes, so extremely slow through here. Make sure you take caution as you move through here as well. This Friday's Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $70 million, plus an estimated 60 Max Millions. Buy tickets in store or at olg.ca. Candice, good morning.
Good morning, Miles. Thank you. The community of Innisfil and police officers across Ontario are continuing to grieve today after 2 officers were killed in the line of duty.
I'm Miles Marcus with Global News Traffic, and now we're looking at problems on the Gardiner eastbound just before you get to Jameson. We have a collision in the right lane, and of course rainfall is a big factor here, so please take extra caution wherever you're going, and watch out for the slowdowns on the eastbound Gardiner heading into downtown as well. This Friday's Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $70 million, plus an estimated 60 Max Millions. Buy tickets in store or at olg.ca.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News Morning.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, October 13th. I'm Anthony Robart.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Candice Daniels.
So looking at that image of the roads, Candice, it's bad now, at least in certain parts. Yesterday, normally about a half-hour drive. It took me almost 3 hours to get home on the 401.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Candice Daniels.
And I'm Anthony Robart. Here are some of the stories we are tracking for you this Thursday.
The small town of Innisfil is mourning the loss of 2 officers killed in the line of duty. We'll look at how they're being remembered by the community.
Plus, public hearings into the federal government's use of the Emergencies Act are set to begin today. We have more on who is expected to testify.
And later, Canada's economy could be facing some turbulence very soon. Our personal finance expert, Rubina Ahmed-Haq, is here with advice on what you should be prepared for.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News Morning.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, October 13th. There you see a bit of overcast. There's no question about it, and some rain that we've experienced. We'll get an update on the forecast in moments, but a bit of a dark cloud hanging over the economy. When you're looking at some of those numbers and the reports that are coming out, Candice, some of these statistics and the expectations, for what it's worth, the forecast is not exactly rosy.
With Global News traffic. Now looking at problems on the westbound 401 in the collectors just past Keel. Left lane's blocked with a collision. You'll see crews in the right shoulder as well. So an extremely slow drive here as people make their way across the 401. This Friday's Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $70 million plus an estimated 60 max millions. Buy tickets in store or at olg.ca.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News Morning.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, October 13th. I'm Anthony Robart.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Candice Daniels.
The forecast coming up in moments. Also in national news, a big day in Ottawa. The public inquiry into the use of the Emergencies Act is set to get underway. We have more on what is expected and more particularly who is expected to testify.
That's right, but we'll get started in the small town of Innisfil, where the community is in mourning. Good Thursday morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Candice Daniels.
And I'm Anthony Robart. Here are some of the stories we are tracking for you this Thursday.
The community of Innisfil is mourning the loss of 2 officers killed in the line of duty. We'll take a look at how they're being remembered by the community.
Incredibly sad story. Plus, public hearings into the federal government's use of the Emergencies Act are set to begin today. We have more on who's expected to testify. There's a hint.
And later, Canada's economy could be facing some turbulence soon. Our personal finance expert, Rubina Ahmed-Haq, is here with advice on what you should be prepared for.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News Morning.
Well, high beams on, I guess, if you're driving into the city. We are dealing with some pretty dense but still high fog, so I'm not sure how it's affecting the commute. But first and foremost, good morning, one and all.
Yes, good morning.
Thursday morning.
Well, or you can just stay in bed.
It is one of those days that, it is very convincing for that argument, Anthony.
Bosses are going to get the, I'm feeling a little sick.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Wouldn't I don't condone that activity.
Well, 'tis the season, though, as well.
I'm Miles Marcus with Global News Traffic, and looking at some volume now on the westbound 401. It's very slow in the express. Just before you get to Yonge Street, there was a stalled vehicle that was there for a while before clearing away. There's still some delays in the express and some of the collectors as well. This Friday's Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $70 million plus an estimated 60 max millions. Buy tickets in store or at olg.ca.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News Morning.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, October 13th. I'm Anthony Robart.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Candice Daniels.
The forecast coming up in moments. Also in national news, a big day in Ottawa. The public inquiry into the use of the Emergencies Act is set to get underway. We have more on what is expected and more particularly who is expected to testify.
That's right, but we'll get started in the small town of Innisfil, where the community is in mourning alongside Ontario's policing community. 2 officers were killed Tuesday night in the line of duty, and they've been identified as 33-year-old Constable Devin Northrup and 54-year-old Constable Morgan Russell. Marianne Demain joins us now outside of the South Simcoe Police Station in Innisfil. Good morning, Marianne. I guess take us there, paint the scene. What kind of tributes are we seeing this morning?
This is Global News at Noon.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Global News at Noon. The people of Innisfil, Ontario are just beginning to come to grips with the loss of 2 members of the Simcoe County Police Service killed while responding to a call inside of a home on Tuesday night. And we are learning more about the officers and their dedication to the service, their community, and their families. With more, let's head to Marianne Demain. Good afternoon, Marianne. You're joining us just outside of the Simcoe County Police office there. What more can you tell us?
New information tonight about the gunman who killed 2 South Simcoe police officers. What happened in those final moments? Also, roll up your sleeve. Ontario expanding eligibility for the new bivalent booster shot, while top health officials consider a return from mandatory masking. Global News starts right now.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at 5:30.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Alan Carter. New details emerging today about Tuesday's fatal shooting of two South Simcoe police officers. Constable Devin Northrup and Constable Morgan Russell died after gunfire erupted at a home in Innisfil. The Canadian flag flies at half-mast at the local South Simcoe Police Detachment, while below, people have been dropping off flowers and cards in memory of the slain officers. And that is where we find our crime specialist, Catherine McDonald, tonight. Catherine. New at 6, the deadly shooting of two South Simcoe police officers. What happened in those final moments leading up to the murders? A friend of the gunman speaks with Global News. Sounding the alarm over northern wildfires. Those who battle the fires claim they're facing an increased risk to their lives. We'll tell you why coming up. And get your game face on. We're live at Scotiabank Arena as fans begin to arrive for the home opener.
This is Global Toronto. Global News at 6 starts now.
Topping our news at 6, a more detailed picture tonight of the shooting that left two South Simcoe police officers dead Tuesday night in Innisfil, Ontario. According to the province's police watchdog, Constables Devin Northrup and Morgan Russell never drew their weapons before the fatal shots were fired. Global's Catherine McDonald is live tonight in Innisfil with what else we've learned about this tragic event. Catherine.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at 11.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Maple Leafs madness has returned to Toronto and fans are heading home on a high tonight. The team taking the win against the Washington Capitals in the home opener, and it was an exciting battle. Brittany Rosen joins us live now from Scotiabank Arena. Brittany, a full house there tonight and people were at the edge of their seats. What was the energy like down there?
Well, fans, Tracy, were absolutely ecstatic following this win outside of the Scotiabank Arena.